We also like to talk to veterinarians here, and it is time to meet this week's guest veterinarian in a segment we call Dr. Dog Mom. Dr. Niccole Bruno is the CEO and founder of BLEND VetMed, a veterinary hospital certification program in diversity, equality, and inclusion. Niccole is originally from New York, and we are so excited to have you joining us today, Niccole, for Dog Mom News Live. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to the conversation.
So, Niccole, I know that you're passionate about animal rights. Are you a dog mom yourself?
I am. I have he's almost 16 years old. So he's been with me a huge part of my career. So I'm very grateful for him. Same as Jim.
Definitely a source of inspiration, and no doubt you've showered him with so much love. Just to start out, where did your love for animals come from?
So I grew up in Queens, New York, and I grew up in an apartment and we weren't allowed to have pets. And so I was always looking for that pet in my life. And a lot of times I would see stray animals on the streets and would try to feed them and bring them in. Eventually I wore my mom down and convinced her to let's sneak a cat into our apartment building. But the cat I chose was a Siamese cat. And as you know, they're very vocal. So that was probably the wrong cat to own, but he really influenced me and my younger sister, who's also a veterinarian. He just made us love animals, and we both pursued veterinary medicine.
That is incredible. You know, it is hard to keep a Siamese under wraps. I used to have a point seal Siamese, and he is so active. So kudos to you. It's amazing how our love and our bond with our animals can really shape our futures. How long have you been a veterinarian?
It will be 17 years this May, which is crazy to me, but it's been a blur, but it's also seemed slow too.
Oh, I'm sure. So much has happened in that time, yet it goes boom, just like this. So tell us about BLEND VetMed. We can't wait to learn all about what you're doing.
Yeah, so I, in 2020, came up with the concept to create a veterinary hospital certification program in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. And a lot of it stemmed from my own career of navigating this profession, being usually the only doctor of color in many of the hospitals I worked in, but also sometimes the only person in the entire hospital. And I've practiced in two of the most diverse cities in this country, New York City and Houston, and that's been the theme. And so I think it creates barriers, for our clients and the patient care that we can provide, since the demographics of the clients we see is so diverse. But it also, from a perspective of just belongingness and just culture within our profession, I wanted to bring light to that and start training my colleagues so that we can improve our culture and also be attracting to other groups that may want to join our profession, and even our clients that want to come to our practices.
Oh, I love that. I can see that sparkle in your eyes, that when you go in each and every day, you are fueled by that passion and that motivation. I know when you're going into launching something, you really have to get specific with statistics. So inform us as to how culturally diverse the veterinary industry actually is. You shed on it, a little light on it, but go a little deeper for us.
Sure. So we are the least diverse medical profession in the country. So in 2021, the U.S. Labor Bureau and Statistics published that veterinarians were less than 2% Black, so about 1.2%, and for Latinx, about 4.7%, and then for Asian Americans, about 5.6%. So in total, 93.3% of veterinarians are white, and this hasn't changed much. In 2013, The Atlantic published an article about our profession, and we were the whitest profession at that time at 96%. So in spite of a lot of, an attempt to increase the applicant pool into our profession, to those that are applying into veterinary school, we haven't made as much progress. And unfortunately, the pandemic is going to also influence applicants in the upcoming years. So it's just a passion of mine that I've always wanted to do was mentorship and help feed the pipeline, because a lot of times these programs aren't in place for students of underrepresented backgrounds to even know what veterinary medicine is and all of the career paths that we take or that there is in our profession. And so bringing light to it by having, pipeline events, which is basically programs that we design for different age groups of students to expose them to vet med, is really important to me, as well as creating the program of certifying hospitals so that we also improve the culture of those hospitals, so that when we invite students to come into our profession, they feel as if they belong and want to stay in our profession.
I love that. I love how you pinpointed a problem and then you said, I want to do something about this, and I'm willing to invest in that future generation, to open doors, to make a way. So kudos to you. I know this is something you're super passionate about, and really you're championing the cause, and you're going to keep moving forward boldly in 2023.
Thank you. I'm hoping so. I mean, we've already had really great success even with the opening of this year. And so and we're only in March. And so I'm
That's
just
right.
very excited about this year.
Do you want to share some of those events for us coming up
Sure.
that maybe we can get involved with?
Yeah, so we did a pipeline event a few months ago at one of our largest veterinary conferences in Florida. And as a result, we've been asked by St. Petersburg College in Tampa, or outside, in St. Petersburg actually, but outside of Tampa, to come and do another event for their for students in the area. So we're excited. It will be a day of programming for students aged 12 to 15. We're looking for students that are typically underrepresented in this profession, and we plan on giving them and their parents a day of programming where they'll go through workstations about veterinary medicine and different opportunities such as emergency medicine, surgery, dermatology, dentistry, just so that they get a full gamut of what we do as veterinarians, but also as technicians as well, because that is another part of our profession that is also underrepresented as well. So because this is a technical college, we'll be able to expose them to both what technicians do and veterinarians do. And then it's also important for me to have the parents understand what the process is for becoming a veterinarian. I'm very lucky to have had my mom really be that backbone for my sister and I in this profession. And so I think it's always important that parents know the roles that they can play to support their students into this profession.
I absolutely love that, because then they're not going into it blindly, right? I can tell you are such a genuine and sincere and loving person that you want to say, hey, if this is what you want to pursue, I'm going to keep it real for you. And this is what you might expect, right? That is so key.
Exactly. You want to know what you're walking into. Veterinary school is very intense. It's a long process. It's a lot of, unfortunately, debt, as all careers are. And so you want to know that without a doubt that this is something that you want to do potentially for the rest of your life. And the great part about veterinary medicine is that you can pivot. I'm proof of that. I practiced for 17 years and now I've chosen to, pivot into the DEI space. And so anything is possible, but certainly the foundation is getting that DVM or that RVT, title.
Love that. And it's certainly inspiring. If folks want to learn more about this event in particular, but also follow what you're doing, how can they find you?
So they can certainly follow us on Instagram at blend.vet. We also have a website, www.blend.vet. So that's a great way to find out what we're up to, where we are with our hospital certification programs, as well as learn about any new pipeline events that we'll be doing, so that students and or volunteers can help support these events.
Dr. Niccole Bruno with BLEND VetMed, you are doing amazing things. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for watching this Dog Mom News clip. Do us a favor, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more informative and awesome Dog Mom News content. And be sure to click that notification bell too to stay up to date with all our new content in real time. You'll also want to be sure to join us for our live stream each Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you soon.